Basically, we've reported monthly on the financials to Council. There have been variances, naturally, because of the change to the financial markets. Our interest earned is significantly down, but to compensate that, our debt funding has been substantially cheaper than we originally budgeted. So you'll see variances of that nature, but at total council level for the year, we have come out pretty much in line with what we expected. And swings and roundabouts, but we came out clear at the end.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Councillor Fagan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I did pick up a couple of minor errors, for example, in the annual report summary, which not worth wasting time here, but if they could also be included in terms of the final edition, please.
Any more, Councillor Kosowski?
Yeah, just a couple of things, if I may, please. On page 14 of the annual report, as tabled, under Healthy People, Healthy Communities, the last paragraph, the last sentence, air quality as regards to meet the National Environment Standard by 1st September 2013. We seem to keep coming back to that. My understanding was that the central government had moved that up to September 2018.
Correct.
And if that is the case, could we please amend that? Also, and seeing it's a legal document, I wonder if I could request that my name and the back of the document could be spelled correctly, which is Bernard with an H. And there's a couple of other spelling mistakes, but I'm sure you'll pick that up later on. However, I have one financial question, if I may ask that, and I'm not sure whether this is in confidence or not, Mr. Manhattan, but do we know how much of the budget on the ETA has been spent to date as regards relating to this annual report?
In respect of the financial year ended June 2010, substantially more was spent than was budgeted for because of the early completion of the road. But as at today, with completion very close to it, we are still in line with our budget.
And hence the debt level being different to what was budgeted. Thank you.
Okay, any further questions? Councillor Fagan?
Well, not really a question, but just that I trust that the final document's going to be page numbered right the way through so that we can find things, please.
Definitely.
Thank you. It's a minor detail.
Councillor McCullough.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a query of you and the seconder as to whether or not you would like to include in the resolution, which is normal at the end of a triennium, thanks of the Taupo District Council to the management and staff team who has produced this annual report. The quality of it and the timeliness of it.
You could include that as a mover. I'd be happy with that, Madam Secretary. Who did second that? I said at the start I wanted to, and I've made notice. I'll accept Councillor Watts as a seconder. Is that okay?
I'm happy to second it and compliment the CEO on your very comprehensive report. You raised an interesting point, Your Worship, when you mentioned before about the level of our equity or our level of indebtedness in relation to the value of our assets. I've always wondered why we also don't, somewhere in the picture of things, have a perhaps the level of debt in relation to our rating base, which possibly could serve as a more useful comparison that with other local authorities, of a similar size, for example, Whakatane. And it could be another, it could be a useful performance measure. We could use it.
Yeah, it could be, and it's something that could be discussed at your next annual plan report, perhaps. But people need to realise it's easy to make statements and take people's minds on a little scenic sojourn, for the want of a better word. But Hey, this triennium, we have had some increased debts. We've built a wastewater treatment station at the View Road, and unless you can stop people doing normal human things, you have to have one of those. We've also built our ETA, but the bonuses from building that ETA, you've got 2,200 residential sections, which are the assets of the people of this district, 300 acres of industrial land, and you still have not got more than 10% debt ratio against your assets. So I think it's a marvellous job. Mr. Menhena.
Yeah. If only life was that simple. Basically, you can't look at one aspect of the financial position of a council in isolation. Hence, I don't focus much on the loan book because we also have an investment book. Other councils depends on the extent to which they use CCOs versus doing the services within the council. That impacts upon the extent to which the loan book compares with their rating base and things of this nature. So there's no such thing, unfortunately, as apples and apples for comparison purposes amongst councils.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Menhena. I've got a question from Councillor Gallagher. Before I go there, Mr. Williams just told me something I didn't actually know, but you can extrapolate on it, sir. Apparently local government are working on something with central government about some benchmarking system.
Yeah, through your worship. There is currently a significant project underway with central government and local government New Zealand in terms of benchmarking, trying to work out the appropriate types of benchmark that one can consider as equivalents for different local authorities. As Mr. Menhena mentioned, it's incredibly difficult to compare one local authority with another, and hence why we've got a central government, local government partnership in terms of trying to develop these types of benchmarks. So I'm not entirely sure of the timeframes of that, but I would certainly think within the next couple of years that project will develop a set of measures for local government to be able to have an attempt at demonstrating to their ratepayers the sorts of similarities between local authorities and the different sizes of authority.
Councillor Gathergood.
Thank you. I would just like to congratulate Mr. Menhena and his team for leading us through this process, and your expertise I think we're just so lucky to have, and congratulations to you.
Well put, Councillor Gathergood. Support that. I'm sure everybody in the room supports that. Councillor Hickling.
Just a question of clarification, Your Worship. Elected members related party transactions. I see where Wings and Wheels are mentioned for servicing purposes of vehicles. Did we not do any transactions regarding the purchase of new vehicles over that period of time?
No, we do not purchase new vehicles through Wings and Wheels.
Full stop. So while it's
So
nice
any Hyundai vehicles have not been purchased through Wings and Wheels.
Okay, thank you.
Well, actually, you might be wrong there, Mr. Menhena. There was one vehicle purchased through Wings and Wheels, so it was my vehicle, I think, if I've got it right, and I waited for 6 months to get paid for
Talking about in the financial year ended
the Auditor General.
2000.
And all the others have come from Hyundai Automotive New Zealand.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just asking a question, Your Worship.
I'm glad you did, because we've now got a clarification. Okay, anything further?
What page was that on?
Where we found that? I can't remember. I know I've seen it. Yeah. It's in the summer. It's in this, but it's in the freestanding job.
Righto. Had their fun. So that was, I was the mover. Who was the second? Councillor Roch wanted to second. All those in favour? Aye. So carried, thank you. Now what I'd like to do now, because I am watching the clock, I have to go at 2:45, is go to item number 12, which is our business plan. I think that's extremely important. So if you could go to 12, please. Mr. Menhena.
I'll let Ms McLeod talk to the progress report.
Yeah, that's what I've got
Well,
a query on. That's what I raised at the beginning.
Would everybody like to take it as read and go page by page and perhaps question anything that they might want to do? Would that be an easier way to do it, team? Happy with that, team? Thank you. Move to these to page 12 bar 2. And is there any questions or any clarifications anybody would like on 12 bar 2? Being none, we'll move over to 12 bar 3. bar 4.
Oh, actually, sorry. Can I go backwards, please?
Going backwards, what page?
Page 12 bar 2, post-DTA enhancements ongoing. And it's investigate Arrowsmith Kittle Drive intersection. I'm sorry, could I just have a bit of a clarification as to what's happening there?
We're investigating options to improve the safety of that intersection. Right now, a roundabout seems to be the best option, and we're basically trying to prepare ourselves for the time when that road becomes local road.
Is there sufficient space, area, to be able to do one of sufficient size for it to be efficient and effective?
Whatever roundabout we would design would ensure that it was safe for would be safe for pedestrians and cyclists to use, and the preliminary investigations have shown that that can be achieved. The other concerns are the approaching gradients, both upstream and downstream, and we believe that we can manage those adequately as well. So the engineering has come up with what I believe is a good solution.
That certainly would be more effective than using traffic lights in a situation like that. Thank you.
Okay, all good. Oh, sorry?
And that it would be designed also, of course, with being in the 50 kph environment as well. Currently it's not on one highway.
No, we'll be when we get it back, though.
That's right.
Okay, going back to 12 bar 4, we were on, please. 12 bar 5, please.
And just to comment on 12 bar 4, once again the overdraft costs.
What was it?
The overdraft costs at the bottom. Yeah. Very well done. I'm sure many of us would be quite happy with that too.
Well, that $20 keeps coming up just about every meeting. I'll be glad when this financial year's over. 12 bar 5.
It's not good enough.
Oh, we'll give him $20 to get rid of it. 12 bar 5. Please. 12 bar 6.
Yeah.
12 bar 7. Councillor, oh, we've got two. Councillor Kosowski, then Councillor McCoy.
Thank you. Just the very last line, the ratio of gross external debt to equity will not exceed 11.9. We got 12 bar 1. What does that translate to in actual dollar terms? Is it just hundreds of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars or a million? Or?
Well, no, it's probably immaterial. It's caused really by the revaluation of the land and the buildings.
Okay.
So it's just one of those arbitrary things that, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor McCoy.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just going back, and I'm dealing here with 12 by 7, but just going back to some comments you made earlier, Mr. Chairman, I would agree with you totally. There's been a huge amount of public interest during this election in rate of borrowing and loans. And under number 3, borrowing here, Mr. Menhennet, I wonder, could you perhaps explain in just very basic terms why our borrowing has gone up? Because a lot of people have asked me, I've put them on to you, I've explained it myself, but I think seeing we're on webcam it would be very helpful. From, for example, 2005-2006 through to currently, and why, as the Mayor has already stated and you have stated in this meeting, this is still within our Treasury management policy and it's still very much in line with our asset base. But if you could just explain some of the reasons for that considerable increase in the last 5 years.
Okay. Aspects of timing involved here too, in that the loan book has gone up by 77 million in this triennium. However, 50 million of that was approved by the previous council. Just like you have set up the next council by approving 25 million in respect of the water treatment plant. So the incoming council is already starting on a base of additional borrowing of 25 million. If I look at it, in general, borrowing has occurred for land and roading of about 23 million, wastewater of 36 million, 8 million on the venues, 4 million water supply, 4 million parks and reserves, and $1 million or so on stormwater, and another $1 million on solid waste, which are normal core infrastructure